All right, everybody, Rob Ferretti here, and I told you that I have two Corvettes this year. I've got this one, and then I've got the C7 Z06, and I'm going to be renting out until the C8 convertible comes in, or maybe even the Z06, the C8 Z06 convertible comes in, or C8 Z06 period, and then I would sell the C7 Z06. Well, things didn't really work out the way I was hoping for. And I know you guys love to watch cars get banged up, and unfortunately, it happened again. This one was something that I sort of saw it coming, so much so that when I delivered the car, and it was a guy came to the shop, I delivered it, verified his insurance, went through the whole project, and then the process, and then I did something I normally don't do. I'm like, hey, just want to let you know it's a fast car, young guys, but it's a fast car. Be careful with it. It's Mother's Day weekend. I want you to take care and just, the car is good. The car doesn't crash itself, but you want to be careful with it. Sure enough, I got the response that made me even more nervous, which is, don't worry, I don't drive like that. Well, I get it, you're saying that, but let me tell you about the last person who told me that. I was a guy who, I was buying the Ford GT, the red and white Ford GT that you've seen. I was buying that from the company, and we didn't want to lose any revenue on it, so the last rental was about my birthday that year. So we blocked it off after the last rental, and we didn't do any future bookings on it. It was very sporadic when it got booked. So I delivered the car in Florida to the last renter on it. I'm like, hey, just want to let you know, I love this car. It's a great car. You're going to have a great weekend. Just be careful with it because I'm buying it after the rental. And you know what he said to me that I'll never forget? Don't worry, I don't drive like that. 3 hours later, he drove like that. And I never ended up buying that car. And that car at the time, 10, 12,000 miles on it, was probably worth between $105,000 and $115,000. I probably would have paid I think I was paying the company $100,000, which for me at the time was a lot of money. But imagine that, I almost bought a Ford GT for $100,000. That would have been awesome. It would have been the best car purchase I've ever made. Didn't happen, but that's what this guy said. I looked at the GPS after he called me. After he called me, I knew, hey, I got some bad news, and I was just like, lay it on me, buddy, because I knew exactly what that bad news was. And like everybody, nobody takes responsibility really for crashing. He said, well, it was wet, and then somebody hit me, and then I hit somebody else. And again, innocent until proven guilty. But when I looked at the GPS, it looked like he was driving pretty quick, and then add in the rain and being sort of inexperienced with a really fast car in the rain, and you get this. All right, you'll recognize Crocco's Collision. Fixed so many of my cars, but here we are. Oh, I teased this on my Instagram. And I just put a picture of an open highway, and just in the bottom corner of the foreground, you see a little bit of broken parts on the ground. But this car took a hit. Now, it's good when you look at this. Like, this doesn't look like it's really on there. I feel like it came apart sort of the way it was supposed to. Now, me, I look at everything like a Ferrari. On a Ferrari, this is 120 grand. On a Corvette, I haven't fixed a Corvette in a long time. So I'm going to estimate 20 grand, maybe 25. Because, I mean, you got to think this shares a bunch of parts with a normal Corvette. Granted, it's a Z06. It shares a bunch of parts with a normal Corvette. And, like, you can't make a $50,000 car cost $50,000 to fix for a pretty standard front-end collision. Now, if you look, like, I think this whether it's a crush bar, support bar, whatever you want to call it, took most of the impact, and it just sort of like popped right out of that sleeve. Well, let me just see if we can get in here. Now, that sleeve doesn't look very pretty, but I think you can just slip another one of these in and just weld it on, and you're sort of back in business. Now, when I saw the photos of this car, the photo that the customer sent me, I was like, oh no, it doesn't look that bad. It definitely took a shot to the front. Like he sent a photo from over here. But I'm like, the hood looks fine, which it really does look fine. It's not fine. It's worse underneath. I mean, the only damage really on the hood is here, but this is a carbon hood. And then underneath, this whole thing is all twisted up. I almost feel like it's designed to come apart like this. I mean, it definitely went sideways into a divider, which is what caused this damage, but it almost looks like it sort of flaked apart like it's supposed to. Now, see, like the hood is sort of jacked up under here, but everything in the front, like the engine is untouched. So like this sort of broke off. Now like this, it's almost, this car is going to show like really well when you strip all this stuff off. And this is all the cooling system. It's sort of, it's like a box of a cooling system on the front. And it doesn't even look like it's leaking. So it just sort of broke off and has to be put back on. But there's nothing, there's no damage to the sway bar, there's no damage to the engine, there's no damage to any of the things right behind it. Just this whole thing sort of comes apart. If you start to make your way around the car, I mean, obviously it needs fenders. It needs some wheel repairs. I don't know how this happens. Like the wheel damage there. Wheel damage here. The back is actually perfectly fine, or at least from what I can see from back here, except I guess, I mean, maybe it looks like he may have hit a different car as well, because this has nothing to do with the front impact. So maybe it was like a brush impact. Now this sort of, the wheel, since it's spinning, whatever it contacted, it sort of ripped this side up a little bit. And I think that this wheel is facing out, so the suspension may be bad back here. But obviously that's got to go up in the air to determine that. Something that I thought was interesting is that this is like, you look at this and this is a pretty legit impact, right? Most of it's in the front left here. But when you open the door, only one airbag went off, right? On a front impact, usually both airbags pop. This one popped and that one didn't. And now the car, I'm like, hopefully it still starts. I mean, it should tell you the air. Let's see what lights we get. Hood open, yeah, and then service airbag. What else you got? That's it. So those are the only two. Add air to tire, that's the rear tire. But I mean, the engine's perfectly fine. Hood open, so yeah. So once you close the hood, replace the airbag and put air in the rear tire, the car is happy again. The steering wheel, I don't know if it's, the whole steering wheel's probably got to be replaced. I think the airbag sort of causes a lot more damage. So yeah, I would assume this whole center section and maybe this piece right here, which maybe caught the airbag as it came out. I don't know, it's weird. But I find it intriguing that airbag doesn't blow when you have a front end impact. But the rest of the car, relatively nice. So my estimation, as I said, I'm going to go with 25. I'll go a little bit on the higher side. Not going to total the car out, but it may be something where I just sell it and get rid of it. We really have to start stripping this down to see exactly, like this whole box of a radiator support and everything like that. This tab is not I mean, it's a little cracked, but I mean, it's maybe, I don't know, but this front cover may be replaced. There's no fluids leaking, but even like all the reservoirs are full. It could just be that this car is really designed to take a shot, which is a well-engineered car. And the fact that this broke off the way it was supposed to, I mean, everything's like really soft up here. It's like the whole front end jiggles with this. So we shall see, but this is the second one this year. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know why the timing. I guess everybody's so cooped up over the winter that they're excited to get out, and I don't know why it's the beginning of the year. Last year we had 2 or 3 accidents in the beginning of the year, nothing for the rest of the year, and this is sort of following the same suit. We usually don't have too many accidents in the winter. We did this year with the 488, but we'll get this thing back up and running, or at least available for auction. I'll let you know what the adjuster's response is when he gets in here, what the estimate is, and when we get this thing stripped down and taken apart, we'll get a better look at exactly what it needs and solve that. And I'll let you know why I decide to either fix it and keep it or get rid of it. It's really going to depend on the extent of the damage when we do get that front section off. But again, as bad as this looks, I don't think it's as bad as it is. Scratch that. I don't think it is as bad as it looks. I think it is not as damaged as it appears on first glance. Because like you look at this right now, and that looks pretty damaged. So, wish me luck. We got it. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to keep up on the process and how this all plays out, I will keep you in the loop. Rob Ferretti signing off. See you tomorrow. Or like if you watch another video, I'll see you like me in another video right now. So you guys are familiar with my other company, Adventure Drives, right? Well, this year we've got 2 trips coming up. One which is starting in Seattle and ending in Jackson Hole in July. That's going up through the Canadian Rockies, coming down through Banff, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park, and Grand Teton National Park. It's going to be phenomenal. Also, we're going to be going to Scotland in October. We're going to be doing Scotch distilleries, playing golf at St. Andrews if you want to do that, walking around, seeing lakes, waterfalls, driving the North Coast. It's going to be an amazing trip. Prices start as low as $2,500 per person for the shorter trip in Scotland, about double that for the longer trip in July. If you're interested in going, check out the link in the description.